To print something to the screen, you need to use this cumbersome command. It's relatively ugly in Java. In some languages, it's like print. In Python, it's literally print, and then you say hello, and that's it. Simple as that. In C#, it's console.writeLine, like this, literally like that. In C#, and in Java, it's going to be system.out, because we want to put something out, print line or print. We'll explain the difference in a bit. So you tell your systems out to print something. Looks kind of weird, but you'll get used to it. And of course, IntelliJ offers a solution. You can literally type S for system, like you have to type the whole thing every time, unless you know a little shortcut called S out, and you just hit enter and you get yourself the whole line, which is system out print line. So let's print something. Hello world, as it is customary when you're learning a new language, right? You just print hello world to the screen. These are double quotations. We use them to denote strings. If I just remove them, now it becomes weird, right? Now Java is trying to make sense of these words. Like it's trying to see whether these are some commands, and they are not really commands, so it's like confused. What the hell is a hello and what the hell is a world, right? So we need to wrap them in. When you want like verbatim text, you use something called a string. And strings in Java, and again, most other languages, are denoted with double quotes. In some languages, you can also denote them with single quotes, such as JavaScript and Python. Like you can use them interchangeably, like one or the other. In Java, you cannot, because single quotes are reserved for single letters. I can put a single letter in single quotes. They are reserved for characters, right? Or like I can put this, or I can put number 6, any single character. But if I try to put AB, it's complaining. So for strings, we use double quotes. For single letters, if you need them for any reason, you use single quotes. And here again, hello world. And finally, at the moment you all been waiting for, we click the green button, which will actually do two things. It'll build, so it'll compile my project. Java is compiled into bytecode, and then it'll run that thing. And you notice that there is an out folder now, a red out folder, which pretty much makes these class files. This is a main.java file, and now we have a main.class file. Class files are pretty much compiled Java compiled Java code. So it actually runs this thing, which again, you don't ever have to look at. This just gets created. So it actually builds your project by compiling your classes into those .class files, and then it runs those. So in the olden days of programming, you would literally compile Java, from the terminal. So you would do something. Let me see if I have Java here, like Java help. Yes, I do. So I can literally do Java C for Java compile, and then I would say main.java. This you would do manually, and of course this file is not found, blah blah blah, because I'm not in that folder. And then I would do Java main, and then it would run that thing. So you have to do two commands. Actually, one more side note is we are actually writing apps for the terminal. So we're making a console application. This is called a terminal or a console, and don't let it scare you from all those movies where people are like hacking from the terminal and so on. The terminal is nothing to be afraid of. It's literally like it can do everything that you can do, from right clicking and doing stuff. Just way more powerful. I can bulk rename all the files in a folder from the terminal, and you can't really do that with the UI. Terminal is just the thing that was used before the UI even came along. So terminal is really powerful. You can do everything in it. And actually, we're going to be using this terminal here. So we're just not going to be, we're using the built-in terminal here in IntelliJ. Like, again, as I said, we could write code in a notepad and then compile the code via the terminal using the Java command, like literally, come on, what the hell, let me even show you. Let me see where I need to navigate to. Let me just open this in Dora the Explorer. Okay, let's open that there. And let me see if I can change directory there. Yes, I can. CD for change directory. I'm there. And let me now do Java C main. Main.java. There you go. And now look what appeared. We got a compiled class.class file. And now I can go back to terminal and I can say Java main. And we have hello world. Literally ran the same thing that we see here. So yeah, that kind of proves to you that like you can literally run Java from a terminal if you have it installed. It's not as easy as this. I had to do some setup to make this work. You can Google it. It's not that hard either. You just have to do and mess up with some environment variables just so it knows where your Java lives. You know, so keep that in mind. It's not like as easy as this. You do need to install Java first, and you need to tell it, hey, this is where my Java lives. But you can actually compile and then run Java from the terminal. That's possible. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this as we don't need it. But yeah, that hopefully was interesting. So we can see that this thing actually prints some random line here, which we actually do not care about. It just says where my Java is. It's in my last name, then JDKs, then open JDK Java exe, prints a whole thing. We don't care about that. This is what our code printed. And it actually prints processed finished with exit code 0. Exit code 0 is good, right? Everything other than 0 is not good. Everything other than 0 means the program failed for some reason. 0 means everything went smoothly. So this is the command for printing stuff. It's system out print line. This ln can be removed to make it just print. So let's see the difference between this and what we will have in a bit, which will be print line. Obviously, this prints in the same line. So print ln will print the thing that you gave it here, and will go to the next line. If I add print ln here, and I add print ln here, let's see what happens now. Hello world, and then we go to the new row for this command, and then hello world, we go to the new row for this command, and then we just print two of them together. We don't go to the new row, so we have these two together. Okay, that's pretty much it. We have two ways of printing something to the screen, like just print and go to the new line afterwards. That's pretty much it. One more thing that I may have neglected to mention is every line, every command ends in a semicolon. One more thing is you can put more commands in a single line, but don't. Like the fact that you can do something doesn't mean you should. This is very hard to read, right? Like, yeah, this is proper Java code. It will run. I can even run it. It just fine. It has no errors. But the thing is, we want to make our code also not only working but readable. We're doing this for ourselves and other fellow programmers, right? This is hard to read. So there are certain rules that are not really like set in stone rules, but they are conventions. And the convention is one command per line. Another convention is indent your code. This code could be like this, and this could be like this, and this could be like this. And you are thinking that this is ugly, that's because it is ugly. And even worse than ugly, it's harder to read. We have more blocks, and we will like it's going to become super hard to see where one block begins and the other ends, and which code belongs to which block. So just use indentation. There's a shortcut in IntelliJ that reformats the whole file nicely. It'll add things like little spaces here and there, like this. You know, if I have my closed parentheses here and so on. So if you have code improperly formatted, Control Alt L will take care of that for you. Okay, don't sweat too much about learning the shortcuts at this point. But it's nice to know that this can be, done. Like you don't have to think about formatting on your own. IntelliJ just does it by default. Like I literally have to make an effort to start typing here. You know, as soon as I click enter, it takes me here where I'm supposed to be, right? So again, just one of the many. I mean, every IDE does this. It's not like IntelliJ is the only in the world, but still, it's really cool to have an IDE. When I say IDE, that stands for Integrated Development Environment, right? So like everything is integrated, we use it for development. That's it. Okay, so we have two commands right now. To recap, we have print ln and we have just print. The difference being print ln prints the thing you told it to print and then moves to the new line. So let's try to guess what the output of this will be. S out, let's do like ABC, and let's do print here, DEF, and let's do another one, print LN here. What's the next letter? HIJ. What do we get? Can you guys try to write in chat what will be the output? And to not send a message, I think you should use Shift Enter like this, It's in 2 rows, you know. So just Enter will send, Shift Enter will take you to a new line. So I want you to try to guess what will be the output of this program. So we have println, then a print, then a println, and that's pretty much it. Ari, you clicked Enter way too early. You needed to click Shift Enter. But yeah, you guys are correct. It'll be ABC. Some of you guys are correct. Let me see. ABC. Haha, okay. Yeah, now some of you are correct. Finally, Austin, thank you. This prints this and then moves us to the new line. So DEF will immediately be in the new line. Then DEF doesn't do the same thing. DEF makes us stay in the same line. So we have DEF and HIJ in the same line. Let's run to verify. And one thing that not even Austin got correct is we'll have an extra new line at the bottom. So you will see a weird, you'll see literally like a line of emptiness between our last line of input, between this randomly added piece of text. So that's the thing. We'll see ABC, then DEF, HIJ in the same row, and then this new empty line is the product of this HIJ line having an LM, meaning after HIJ, print the new line or go to the new line, right? So this is the output of our program. I don't even know how you can send that in chat, like ABC, DEF, HIJ, and then an empty line. Of course, the empty line doesn't even stay there. That just trims it. Okay, so cool. We do understand these two. That's quite important. We're going to be using them a bunch, and we can go for the break right now.